All right, here we go. We have 3 more questions to do. What are some human activities that change the environment? What do you think is a good way to protect the animals that live in forests? Explain. How might building rooftop gardens affect the number of birds in a city and why? Let's go back here. This was all about beavers, so now we need to look for humans, how humans affect the environment. Okay, people change land. This looks like the good place to look. Human activities change the environment. People build roads and houses. They plant crops and build dams. These actions use space that once provided habitats for living things. When people cut down trees for wood, they change the forest. Some forest animals move to other places with trees, but others may die. But people have ways to save wild plants and animals. People can plant young trees to replace the trees that are cut down for wood. Families can plant native trees and wildflowers in their yards. These plants provide food and shelter for birds, insects, and other animals. Okay, so this paragraph gave examples on how people change the environment, and this gives some different examples of how to help protect animals. And it says press the photo to open the gallery. That's on the next page. Let's see. Okay. Planting young trees helps a new forest grow. That's one way to help protect the plants and animals. And then when trees are cut down for wood, the forest environment changes. All right, let's go back here. What are some human activities that change the environment? And that again is in the first paragraph. So you're going to reread that one. What do you think is a good way to protect the animals that live in forests? People have ways to save wild plants and animals. Right here. Here's this paragraph is all about that. All right. So you're going to go through and you're going to answer the questions we just talked about. And then when you're ready, we're going to move on to this part. How might building rooftop gardens affect the number of birds in a city and why? All right, let's go up here. All right, we talked about how people change the land. This looks like it's about a city. Okay, here we go. People change ecosystems. People change the physical characteristics of environments when they construct buildings and roads. These changes affect the populations of living things in the ecosystem. In cities, most of the ground is covered with buildings and pavement. Little can grow. Some people build gardens on flat rooftops. The plants give off oxygen and help clean the air. They help clean the buildings below them, or they help keep the buildings below them cooler. The plants and soil on the rooftop gardens capture rainwater that would otherwise wash away. These gardens can also provide people with fresh fruits and vegetables. Press the photo to open the gallery. They're down here. Paved streets and buildings absorb the sun's energy and make cities hotter than natural areas in the same region. Okay, so they're saying the humans put the paved road there, and that causes this area to be hotter. Okay, this one here, plants on city rooftops provide a new habitat for birds and insects. A habitat is a place for them to live. So now that there's like plants up here, the birds can live there, and insects can also live there. Okay, let's go back to the questions. How might building rooftop gardens affect the number of birds in a city and why? Okay, well, we learned from this picture caption here that if there's plants on the rooftop, it can provide a habitat for the birds. So if there's a nice home up there for the birds, what's the question again? Let's see. Affect the number of birds. Okay. Do you think that the number of birds is going to go up if there's a rooftop garden there for them to live in, or is the number of birds going to go down, and why? All right, so you kind of have to think about that. So if there's this nice place for birds to live, what's going to happen to the number of birds?